Hi everybody, welcome back. I want to talk a little bit about technology again, which I didn't really want to, but technology keeps coming up. We're into a new day in computing for a lot of reasons. I'm going to limit my scope today to operating system programming because like 3 weeks ago, I turned my Windows 11 laptop into one of the derivatives of Ubuntu, Kubuntu, which is actually fabulous. And my primary workstation in my office was already a Ubuntu 25.04 machine, which was actually really good. It runs GNOME. The Kubuntu runs KDE Plasma 6 something. And it worked very, very well. That's based off of the new programming language that they're going to in the Linux operating system environment. It's called Rust, R-U-S-T, yeah, Rust. And it's replacing C and C++. If you're not developers, if you're not a coder, that don't mean anything to you. But a lot of the, like in Windows and Mac and every other operating system in the world prior to Rust, they had memory overruns and all this kind of thing. Sometimes make your machine lock up, sometimes it made to stutter, blah, 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 because the memory in your computer had holes in it or buffer overruns into the next memory stage, which of course when the CPU loses control of where the open and used memory is, then it starts crapping all over itself trying to figure out what to do and how to both utilize what's in RAM and to put stuff into RAM. So it caused problems. It's also that buffering is a way that hackers use to get into machines, especially on Windows. It was really bad. So back in the beginning of 22, a lot of the Linux world started going for both in the kernel and outside of the kernel using Rust. It was faster, less steps, controlled the memory much, much better. And when I put Kubuntu on my laptop, I realized, hey, this is really fast. And hey, these guys have been really busy because they created a bunch of applications as well as the desktop environment made out of Rust. It's fast, it's clean. I don't really have at this point in time anything bad to say about it. What I will say is, for a guy who uses actually a number of different operating systems, I will say that KDE Plasma that I installed on the laptop was probably the best operating desktop/laptop system I've ever seen. But the new Ubuntu, which had the new GNOME 49 on it, which uses Rust and Wayland to control everything in that environment. Phone won't quit ringing. I wanted to see what that was like. So I had Ubuntu 25.04 on, and I went to 25.10, and I was really impressed. There was a bunch of new features, some new apps. The old ones that I had been using, like for video editing and stuff like that, that's all still there. I think a lot of it was just rewritten in Rust, and it's really fast. I would say that the Plasma and the KDE on the laptop and the GNOME on the desktop both are really fast, and I think it's a lot of the deal where it's the same thing, only done different ways. Everything I can do on one I can do on the other, and they're both noticeably faster. That's why I wanted to take and make this video, because I had, you know, modern Windows on both those boxes, but when I put the modern Linux on them, Windows just don't hold up. It's got all the bloatware, it's got the spyware, it's got the malware that is all built into the Microsoft operating system nowadays, which causes it to be slow. If you run this modern Linux, it's so much faster. And in my opinion, nowadays, those free apps are much faster and better. I like that LibreOffice better than I like Microsoft Office. And I don't have to have AI running in my machine when I don't want AI running in my machine. I'm old-fashioned. I don't really want AI running unless I want to use AI to ask it a question or, you know, something along those natures. I don't need AI for the sake of AI, and I don't need it running, taking up my CPU cycles and my RAM when I don't need it. I don't want it. So that's what this video is like. Everybody, please subscribe and like if you like my videos. Thanks for coming. Until next time, bye-bye.